Good day to you. So after the conclusion of my Silent Hill 2 LP, I find myself hoping that I will be able to retain some of the viewers that I got during that, even though my next LP will be of a radically different style. And, well, this is the official announcement of that LP. But before I announce what it is, to garner a little bit of suspense for those of you who haven't been keeping an eye on my channel, let's repeat the clues in dramatic fashion, shall we? Clue number 1. It won't be a blind run, and the only screams will be out of frustration. Clue number 2. Mary Tyler Moore and Doom 3. Clue number 3. The symbolic dichotomy between light and dark. Clue number 4. The first in a series of 3, in which the second is often considered the worst, perhaps unfairly. Clue number 5. This game is part of a much larger franchise, one of the most successful franchises in history. Now, over the course of giving these clues, I received some very interesting guesses that I wanted to mention. Clock Tower, Siberia, The Longest Journey, Metroid Prime, Black and White 1 and 2. Now, the funny thing about all those guesses is that I have not actually played a single one of those games, so none of them fit the first clue. So, oh yeah, and another guess that I got was Onimusha, which, yeah, judging from the fact that I had to sound it out when I said it like that, I have also never heard of that. I've never even heard of it. So, all your guesses were way off, and now I shall reveal what the next LP is. Drum roll, please. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. For such a popular game, I must say I was surprised at the lack of LPs of it on YouTube. There are a couple I could find that were actually finished, but none of them gained any sort of viewership or anything like that. Like, they were desolate, and I don't know if this is true in all cases, but it might have been for good reason. No offense to anyone that did them. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched them, but I was just sort of scouting out the area. And the ones that did get a lot of views tapered out. You know, like around video 5, video 3, sometimes got into the double digits, but rarely. So, I mean, I was just really surprised that for such a great game, it's one of my favorite games, and I've finished it 100% with so many different kinds of characters and many, many different times. But I was surprised that there didn't seem to be a decently popular, good Let's Play of it out there. So, it's an amazing game. If you don't know anything about it, I highly, highly recommend that you either play it or, just watch this LP. It's not going to be a 100% run. I'm going to do a lot of stuff that's not related to the main quest off screen because it is a really long game. But I will be doing the entire main quest and all the stuff. And I'll also be doing some side quests in like 0.5 videos that aren't necessarily part of the main LP. But I will be doing some side quests and some of the more interesting ones and showing those to you too. So, before I sign out, I will explain some of the vaguer clues. Clue number 2, Mary Tyler Moore and Doom 3, that is a reference to two of the most famous actors that are part of the Knights of the Old Republic voice cast. which are Ed Asner, most recently famous for his performance as Carl in Up, and Darren Norris, who is a very acclaimed voice actor who's done voices all the way from the General in Doom 3 to Cosmo on The Fairly Odd Parents, and tons of others. He does a lot of voices in the Knights of the Old Republic series. He does Goto in Knights of the Old Republic 2, Zelka Forn in the first one, and tons of others. I mean, you recognize his voice everywhere. And Ed Asner is Jedi Master Vrook Lamar, and one of his earliest claims to fame was his performance as Lou Grant on Mary Tyler Moore. So that explains that clue. Clue number 3, symbolic dichotomy between light and dark. Light side, dark side, and the symbolic dichotomy between them is good versus evil. That's pretty self-explanatory. And clue number 4, the first in a series of 3. Now, a lot of you may be saying, hey, wait, there are only 2 Knights of the Old Republic games out. Well, that's true, but the Old Republic, the MMO that's going to come out sometime soon, is technically a continuation in that same series. Even though it's not part of the main series, it still is part of the Knights of the Old Republic series. And the creators have been quoted as saying it's basically like having Knights of the Old Republic 3, 4, 5, and 6 all wrapped into one. Now, that's not to say that I'm not still hoping for an actual Knights of the Old Republic 3, but yeah. And the second is often considered the worst simply because it wasn't quite finished. A lot of the cut material is still on the CD, though, and I am waiting for Team Gizka to restore all the cut content. They're so close. They've been so close for so long. Get the fuck on that, Dashes. I don't know what you're doing, but I would appreciate having a completed game that's not broken sometime in the near future. I mean, no offense to Darth Stoney's project or whatever, but I've heard mixed reviews and would rather just wait for a project that's been going on for 4 years to make sure that everything's perfect. But anyway, there's your announcement. And I'm going to start recording tonight, November 12th. I'm probably going to start recording in a couple of hours. I've got my character build all ready to go. I'm ready to start. And yeah, I hope you all watch, regardless of whether you've played the game or not. And this has been KBM, vengeful as always.